It was that phrase, a moment of madness. When you watch it and hear it, it doesn't sound like a moment of madness. It sounds pretty calculating, pretty cold-blooded, and whatever the background and whatever his state of mind, you have got a British soldier there effectively looking at an unarmed, seriously wounded combatant and executing him. Now, to many people in the military, they view that as murder, and they are, surprised that he is out, and they're slightly, I think, they're slightly annoyed that he's going on this sort of media tour about it. Now, what do you think?
Well, I don't think it's a media tour. I think that, given what he's been through, everyone's going to be knocking on the door for the first interview with him. So I think, whether he carries on to do that, that might be a media tour. But what I would say is, again, I used to fly. So I used to get in these assault helicopters, and I used to take people like Marine down the back, and I used to put them into locations. They go out and patrol the fields. So they're the people that would, with every step they take, there's a possibility that that foot could hit a mine, or that their armored patrol vehicle could go past an ID and they could get fragged. And there are a lot of boys and girls in Afghanistan and Iraq that have seen quite horrendous visuals.
But does that ever justify
the
kind of killing that we saw?
The point is, Piers, no, it will never justify that. But what I'm saying is that unless you have been walking the ground, which I haven't, so I can't actually put myself in his place, I've got a good idea. Unless you've done that, then it's really hard for someone to comment about the psychological state that someone is going to be in.
I would simply say that 95% of all our servicemen that do that do not do what he did. And I think that,
and it's a very unusual case, and we must stress that it's a very unusual case. But, if we are going to put the boys and girls into these environments, we have to expect that situations like this will come up. And the point is that we must presume them innocent until proved guilty. And I think that is the important thing.
Wasn't the problem that he basically convicted himself on the tape by saying, I've just breached the Geneva Convention? He couldn't have been more clear-cut. That's the problem, I think.
Sure, but that's a tape in the context of the studio.
If the situation had been reversed, let me ask you a difficult question.
Yeah.
If the situation had been reversed, this was a British soldier who had been shot and wounded and was lying unarmed on the ground, and an enemy combatant did that and was seen on tape saying what he had done and how he had breached international law, I don't think we would have been quite so charitable about it, would we?
Well, I think what we understand is what is now acceptable, having seen the Islamic State behead so many people and seen what the Islamic State have done.
But they are unspeakable people doing terrible things. But that shouldn't be the values that we then live by or serve by.
It's not, but it's called the fog of war. And war is never black or white.
But the fog of war has to remain within international law, doesn't it?
It does, and that's what the checks and balances, and that's what the investigation that has superseded this is all about.